Let me do this. I came on here because I woke up 2 a.m. and realized, oh shit, I gotta take my trash out. So I took my trash out. And I noticed how stinky the building is. It's so stinky. When I walked back into my apartment smelled good. And before I left my apartment to take the trash out, I was thinking, damn, it stinks in here. So for my apartment that I had just mentioned to myself smelled stinky, uh, to smell good after I go take the trash out means that, well, I know what it means. The people in my building, their apartments don't stink like this. It only happens when they are expecting me to walk through the hallways of my building. If I, like, say on a regular work day, if I just open my door and walk through the hallway, the building smells perfectly fine. The reason I titled the name of this video Rico is because that's exactly what it is. And the reason I put that title is because some people recently thought that they could maybe use that word to try to trigger me into some kind of angry fit. But I don't know if you've noticed, as of late, I'm more about getting to the bottom of why people feel the need to do these things. So if you're participating in this and you're not 100% criminally involved, you're insecure about yourself in some way, shape, or form. And I say that because your insecurities require you to participate in group activities. The group activities you're participating in are Rico activities. You don't understand this maybe because you see the benefit from it. You seek relationships. You are very blind to what it is that you're doing. Smart, intelligent people stop. They don't participate. But the thing about that is, if you make an intelligent person broke, right, have no money, forced to rely on their own skills for survival, they will do anything. So right now, I had just made a note that my stability, I am more stable than my brother or sister because I have had the ability to maintain an apartment for more than a decade, one single address for more than a decade. I don't know necessarily my sister's reasons for moving always, but I can't say that she's ever been somewhere for a decade, a full decade, maybe. Maybe due to kids, I know, similar to when my mom had us. Her kids, my mom's kids, my brother and my sister, myself, I don't know if I got us evicted, but I definitely made it so my mom would have wanted to move. So anyways, as a youth, my brother and my sister, we all had possibilities of damaging my mom's stability, right? That's why you shouldn't have kids if you're not ready or prepared. You shouldn't be putting your dick in people. You shouldn't be out there trying to fucking get pleasured. Go pleasure yourself. Go touch yourself. Like, to bring another person into it, you are fucking around with creating a life. It's a whole new, you're not even ready for that. Like, so when I mentioned 10 years in the same apartment, the only place my brother has spent 10 years is in prison. In prison, he spent probably the next most amount of time on the street. So that's very much not my life. And it doesn't matter how the hallway smells. When I think about the 10 years I've spent in this building, that's my stability. I'm not going anywhere. The building can smell. All my belongings can get damaged. And I will have lived here for 20 years and be more stable than everybody. Like, there's no reason. What they have is a bunch of unstable people in the building. They're trying to make the situation so that I leave because of the instability around me. No, you need to find more stable people and put them in the building, and then we all have a great life. As long as you keep putting unstable people here, people who don't want a better life, people who don't want to do better, You're going to continue to have drug dealers, drug users, random people in the hallway. Right? Like just now, after I came back from taking the trash out, in their attempts to get this angry black woman voice file, whatever voice file, because from as I understand it, they need a voice file and like a photo or a video of me doing something, and they like to get, like, directly across from me there's an apartment that has cameras set up in their window. No biggie, it doesn't bother me. That is maybe for their own personal security, but at the same time those cameras have every ability to take photos of me coming in and out of my apartment, send notifications to the people who are operating the cameras, and then they can set a whole network in motion simply through cameras in the building that's directly across from me. Rico, I'm not saying they are involved, but if they are, that's what it is. So I don't have any fears. I don't worry about walking in and out of my door because I understand you're part of something bigger, something you may not even know about. So please continue to show your instability, your insecurities, all of these things. You're not going to get a violent reaction out of me. You continue to look stupider. You continue to hand me things for a case that I don't ever intend to file. Who am I going to sue? Who am I going to complain to this about this to? Complaining to the city about what are your helicopters doing in the sky and you guys aren't telling us what's going on. Normally when you hear helicopters above, you'll get notifications on every single app. Maybe I don't follow the apps anymore because I'm not looking for things to be fearful of. But I want to know, like, they have to document every time they take that thing up in the air, right? I think some of their use of that helicopter has been simply to keep the budget open. If they don't fly it, they get money taken out of the budget. Then they can't fly it when they need to fly it. So there may be times where they're just flying it to fly it to put the numbers on the books. Right? You really need to have Los Angeles County audited. That's probably what they're going through right now. That's probably where LASA and all the other friends, all these other organizations are getting called out for. How do you have extra money and we still have homeless people? Like, where are your accounting records for all this money that you guys have been granted? Who's doing your accounting? There are criminals here. And what is happening is people start telling their friends about it. They start feeling like it's okay. They have justified taking oh, well, they didn't pay me my this, so I'm going to make sure I get it back whatever which way. The Metro bus driver who told their friend, you're going to be my witness. Those are the people that are part of this network. The lady who said, you're going to be my witness, drives a bus, and they use the bus lines to harass targeted individuals. So there are some bus operators who know who I am and have been assigned a specific task or job as part of the harassment. Like because I don't hold on to the poles and I stand up on the bus and I do my best not to touch anything. There are bus drivers I've experienced that are real heavy, real bad with the brakes. They step on the gas really hard and then they step on the brakes really hard. And I don't know how much of that is intentional, but when I get on a bus where the driver doesn't do that, you can tell this is a career driver. This is someone who cares about his job. When you're on a bus with the person that's trying to make everybody sit down, that person doesn't give a fuck about their job. It's funny how people act when they are intimidated by you or they know that you can see their insecurities. They start acting weird as fuck. I've seen people change, like, they'll change their appearance. That's insecurity. If you look this way for the last 20 years and then you get around me and then all of a sudden you want to go get new clothes, you want to change the way you look, you're going to do something different you want to make yourself feel better, that's That's insecurities. I'm out here, no fucking teeth, and I'm perfectly happy. And I get around people who, some of them I thought maybe they're happy. I don't know. I assume everybody's happy. I don't think that people are just out in the world upset and angry about things. But you get around people, and then when you start noticing they start grooming themselves differently, that's insecurity. What about me makes you feel insecure? I'm out here with no motherfucking teeth. And you're out here like, oh, well, I just gotta look better. You already look better than me. Everything you're doing is already better than me. What is the competition? It's not a competition. You guys feel insecure, so you guys now have to do weird ass things to make yourself feel better when you could just be you. You know what? I will say in my career, I've worked with all different races, and some of my favorite people to work with are Filipinos because they just get the job done. They don't give a fuck. They're funny. And when it comes down to it, when you need somebody to do the job, Filipinos get that shit done. Say it's like Mexicans. Filipinos should be Filipinacans. Because I work with other people who don't just get things done. There's like agendas. You give a Filipino person work to do, you tell them I want it done like this, and it gets done like that. That's why they have jobs. It does become a racial thing. I'm thinking about my experience just about damn near every single Filipino person I've ever worked. I say everybody except for one. There was one that I used to work with who had some kind of severe childhood trauma where she was a food hoarder. So anytime we got free food, she had to serve people. She made sure it wasn't because she's like motherly or whatever. She was counting the portions, the servings. So then at the end of the day, after everybody got their serving, maybe she allowed you to get a second serving. She would then take all the rest of the food home for her family, for herself and for her family. And what that said to me was that lady had some kind of childhood trauma where she had food insecurities, and she feels the need now as an adult to control food. She controls the distribution of the free food. So sometimes just let people have the shit. If I'm not first in a buffet line because of my knowledge of people like that, I don't want it. Right? It's a buffet. Why do you have to serve everybody? We're all supposed to walk through and just pick up the shit that we want and keep it going. But you're standing here like this is your station, and like you ordered the food and you're the mom, and it's not a nice gesture. You might think it's just you being nice and it's a nice gesture, but everybody else can see that you had a childhood trauma that involved food. Whether it be your siblings always took it from you, or there was food insecurity in your home. It's now screaming as an adult at everybody that you see whenever you get around free food. It's like, when you get, I love that. Free psychology and the word free, and then just watch the people that flock to you. Psychology and the word free are some of the most interesting things. If you market something and you post maybe something that says free gift with purchase, free, you know how many people act simply because something is free? So I'm giving out free advice to people who think that they need to be part of a group to be happy. That's the reason you're sad. My free advice to you is get away from people, right? If you are depressed, cut everybody off, and everybody's going to be like, oh no, she's depressed. No, you are causing the depression. Once you cut everybody off, you'll realize your depression comes from the people you used to hang out with, the people you used to be around. The people who used to tell you that all your problems in your life are you. Well, if I got you out of my life and I don't have no more problems, I would beg to differ, sir, ma'am, whoever. So that's just my 2 cents on it. And then what I want to comment is the smell in the hallway. Let's talk about the smell in the hallway. The smell in the hallway will go through psychology. If not intended to make me angry, right? Because it's an anger-inducing smell. It's like, why do you smell like shit that bad? That's what the smell is. You must be poop smearing in your apartment. And then when I walked out, I could smell which direction it comes from. When I first walked out, someone had just used their little spray, sprayed it in the laundry room because they knew I was walking out to the trash can. And I had to pass the laundry room on my way out to the trash can. So then it didn't do anything. There's no effect. I smelt it. It smells like the people from the one stinky ass apartment were doing laundry, but they weren't. I don't think they were. It just smells like somebody went in there, sprayed the spray really quick, and walked away. Because the smell's gone within 5 minutes usually. So then, and then another reason I think they do this is because the people across from me who don't live in the building, they just get the smell. So every time I open my door, there's like an overload of this smell. But when I open my door, my apartment smells better than the smell. So as stinky as my apartment is, the hot air from in here will blow out. I have fans blowing the air out because I think my apartment stinks, but it smells better than the hallway. So I don't know if the intention of that smell is to make other people think that it's coming from me. I don't care if people think I smell like that. I know exactly where it's coming from. When you walk by it, you can tell whose apartment smells like that. And then the funny thing is, there's days when their apartment doesn't smell like that, and then there's days where I'm like, man, that's got to be inside the floorboards and the walls. So I don't know if that's drugs. That's what makes me think it's drugs, because I've seen the cleaning of a methamphetamine apartment, and like the smell from their apartment is so strong and so chemical that it has the ability to penetrate fabrics in my apartment. I've noticed some of the things in my apartment have started smelling like their apartment because I've been leaving my windows open. So I don't know if they are manufacturing it or using it or what it is, but the smell is something chemical, obnoxious. It doesn't even smell toxic. It smells like bacteria. It smells dirty. It smells so bad that when I open my door, just in order to walk in the hallway, for me to walk in the hallway to leave the building, I have to preload my apartment with smells like essential oils, sage, incense. I have to preload my apartment with all those smells before I open the door, because I already know it's going to smell like somebody's fucking a baby. Maybe they are. That's what I mean by Rico. It's the kind of people who live lives like that think that they control people because they know that they're part of a criminal network that's so large and that has been that has caused so much damage to people's lives. My life, at 35, I've exceeded my life expectancy, so you're gonna have to try harder. Every day past 35 is a gift to me. That lets me know that all my shit in my head didn't fully develop until then. That confirms my self-diagnosis of autism and ADHD. It's confirmed. I'm very 100% positive you could put me in front of any clinical psychologist and they would say the same thing. Unless they're paid by a network to say that I'm schizophrenic or crazy. I no longer even have autistic rage. I have come to the understanding that it's okay for people to not understand you. I don't have to feel the need to force understanding. I don't even have to feel the need to talk to people. People now talk to me and I control who I give my attention to. So if you think I'm not paying attention to you, you're not talking about the right shit. I no longer care to make acquaintances. I'm not saying hello. I'm okay with being a bitch. Perfectly fine with it. You have to be a bitch to survive. Nice people get walked over. So have some more transients come walk by my door again so I could get photos of them and use them as thumbnails for my YouTube live videos. I think is very effective in your fear mongering. Like I said, when I had my dog, these people didn't do this, because the second you would make a turn down the hallway, my dog would start barking. So I could tell every time somebody was here that shouldn't be. This only started after they were able to successfully murder my dog. Successfully. You'll have much success. That's something so funny I found today, and I want to talk about this, and I get to talk about this because because I'm going to. Um, I find it funny, and this goes back to insecure people and the things that they say. I find it funny. There was a message I received about some things that I had done, and the message, I don't know if these are adults too. That showed me like your brain is not developed. You're fucking dumb. Are you a criminal? Uh the the message that was sent was intended to make me look bad or incompetent or whatever, and it was finished with, if you do it this way, you will have much success. That's funny considering that person was supposed to help the person who I ended up helping. So to hear you will have much success if you do it like this on something that's 3 months past due, and they were the person who was supposed to be helping whoever it was that couldn't accomplish it, right? So now it's changed the blame. The blame is, at least in my situation, I had assigned blame to a specific person because I thought, how do you sign up for this and not know what the fuck you're doing? How do you assure people that you're going to be able to do things, right? Through watching, I realized that she has no support system. That person that was assigned this stuff was matched up with a person who has zero clue what they're doing. And that person with zero clue sent me a message that said, you will have great success this way. I've been doing what I do for 23 years. I have great success anyway because I ask questions when I need to. So you will have great success if you could have identified the issues and pulled the stop out. What I've mentioned before, where the weakest link is the person in a company who will tell you who to contact and doesn't put them on the email. Oh, I see you're doing it this way. I don't think this is effective. Here's who you should contact, but I'm not going to advance the situation. I'm going to let this fall through the cracks because I think we can overload you and then make you miss stuff. And then, so what I have to say to that is I'm very confident in my skills, and I will never not be, because of my ability to ask questions. So I returned some messages, and I think we have some work to do. It's funny. It doesn't do anything to my mental to make me think that I'm incapable because I've been doing this for so long. It lets me know who the problem is. And I no longer think I no longer think the problem is who I thought it was, because you should be able to ask for help and receive help. And if the person you're asking for help is not able to help you, it's their fault. They have a higher position. They should know how, they should have been able to handle it. And if not, they should get you the help you need. So, yeah, that's just one situation in my life I'm not concerned with. Oh my gosh, I love talking about this. So no, I don't have problems everywhere I go, but because of the nature of this network, there are people everywhere that I go that have the ability to create problems. So if somebody is really paying attention, I can identify all your weakest links, and we really can go forth and go forward with the strongest company ever. So please, all you leeches, keep feeding off of me so then I can identify you and get rid of you. Leeches. It's all it is barnacles. It's like my brother. My brother right now, I consider him a barnacle because he is 45, 46 years old, living with my mother, no job. A barnacle ass. No job. Right? I guess it's better than being homeless, but do you realize you are an adult now who your mother has had to support throughout your whole entire life? I feel so bad for my mom. I feel so bad for my mom because she has my oldest sister does not visit her. And it's not because she has a family. You know, you have a family. Don't you want to bring your family around your other family? No, she doesn't visit her because she has a manipulative partner. A manipulative partner who has done things that would make any other partner leave. But for whatever dependency reason she has, she stays. Uh, I am of the belief my sister may not have the best confidence because I believe she could do 1,000 times better than the man that she's with right now. Uh, if we're going off of looks alone, she could do 10,000 times better. But if we go off of like whatever her insecurities are, she could at least do 10 times better. At least. At least. Uh, Yet she chooses to stay with this nasty man. And that makes her nasty too, in my eyes. Because that man was nasty towards me. I see him. My perspective of him towards her kids is nasty. Yet she stays. So the reason I say my perspective of him towards her kids is nasty is because there's quite a few photos I have actually where he holds my niece in front of him like he's pushing her up against his penis. It's a narcissistic hold. It's where they put both their arms around your neck and then they bring you as close to their body as possible as they stand behind you. It's a controlling hold. That hold makes me think he's a predator, that hold alone. So I'm curious to see what my niece's life experience is going to be like, the things that she reveals as she gets older, the stuff that she goes through at the hands of this man. That's all. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe I am the problem. But I'm not a problem when I'm in my own house. And the only reason I get to keep talking about these things is because you're sending people out here to harass me. I would not be talking about these things if I got to just live my regular life away from you. You need to make me look like I am the one who continuously comes for you. So you continuously send people out to remind me of the traumas I've experienced. I'm no longer traumatized by them because I get to talk about them. The lesson in all of this is talk about your abusers. And then what happens here, psychologically, abusers think, well, if they double down on the abuse, it's going to put you back into a fear state and they're going to be able to regain control of you. And that's all that this has been. This has been a doubling and a tripling and a quadrupling down trying to regain control, and they have lost it. They never had it. They assumed that they had it, and that's why we're in this situation. So I'm going to go outside with faith and without fear and go do the shit that I need to do. Enjoy yourselves. Enjoy your lives. Take care. Wait for me in the hallway if you're trying to get your little video or whatever. You can think that I wear this mask to avoid you. I wear this mask because you guys walk around like cockroaches and then you guys act funnier when I wear this mask. That's why I wear the mask. It makes you guys, at least to me, it makes you guys look so funny. Because you guys think that I came up with the mask. You guys didn't make me. I came up with the mask because I know that there's this thing called facial recognition. The mask was not an idea because I'm trying to get away from you so bad. I don't want to be recognized by all of this new technology. Right? That is, the new technology is what is allowing you to stalk me. So I know how to stop it. When I take the mask off when I go outside, it's because I'm having fun with you too. Really, my preference would be to walk around with a mask 100% of the time because it stops so much unnecessary communication. I get to pretend like I don't hear you. You don't think I'm disassociating because you can't see what the fuck my eyes are doing. Your belief that I'm disassociating is solely reliant on my retinas. So if you can't tell what my eyes are doing, you don't understand what my brain is doing. So like I said, if I could go, but I understand that it makes me look creepy. It makes me look like I'm the predator. It makes me look like I'm up to nefarious shit. So I try to only wear it when it's sunny out. Uh, but I'll wear it anytime I want to. I paid for it. I own it. It's mine. You know? You guys are funny as I'm gonna get a clear one too. My breath is so hot. I don't want to be hot breathing people. So I'm gonna get a clear one as well. Right. Right. It's fun. I have so much fun with you guys. You guys think that you're playing with my head. I have a database of psychology I don't even know that I have. And every time you guys think you're playing with me, I'm diagnosing you. Right? Most psychologists are going to say it's childhood trauma. The reason you're acting all strange and funny is childhood trauma. What do you tell your wealthy clients? Your wealthy clients have childhood trauma. Their trauma has more to do probably with neglect because their wealthy parents were always out doing wealthy people things. So if they aren't like Ghislaine Maxwell, where their parents took them to parties with them and touched them and do all of that shit with them, if they don't have memories like that, um, I don't know. All of this goes back to people having trauma caused to them, and they think they're going to repay it forward and it's going to heal them. Repaying trauma does not heal people. Uh, I would like to start. I don't know how I could do this. Right now, I don't really feel like putting time into anything. I feel like watching you guys. It's a shit show. But I would like to eventually get to the point where, um, like something, there's a work product from all of my videos, because I do believe there are people out there who can be helped by the things that I share. Um, and I'm just not organized enough to put something together for people. So I shouldn't say that. You shouldn't say things that you want to be, because that will make it so you never get there. I'm working on my organization so that I can become a better resource for people who are experiencing trauma like this. Even the most funny is people who think that they can trigger me. When I think back to situations, you like, man, people really should think twice before they enter this game and do things, because you guys want to play with me psychologically. I think about your psychologics, right? Your life, when I take your life into consideration, when people share information that, and it gives me access and insight into your life and how you're living, it lets me know. Like if somebody walks up and says, how's your dating life? Oh, you're still dating those bad guys. It lets me know where you're at. It lets me know that you are seeking companionship and you can't find it. Or you have a bad picker. Somebody told me I have a bad picker. I stopped picking. What that means is I picked the wrong type of people. I picked the wrong type of... No, I've been sent honeypots my whole life. It's not a bad picker. It's the people who have approached me or been interested in me or spoken to me long enough to get themselves into what would be considered like some kind of domestic relationship. Those are all planted individuals. There's no... So why would I continue to go and seek a meaningful relationship with a bunch of fucking stalkers? You guys have all been fed my likes, my dislikes. It's not fun. That's not fun to have somebody come up and know you so well, so personally. No, I'd rather have differences. I'd rather have differences of opinion, reasons to talk about things. Everything is what you like. You like, I love it, I love it, I love it. Special interest, special interest. Get the fuck away from me. I like people that add to my life things that I would have never thought of. That's the only way I'll talk to you. Uh, it's not, you got a cat? I got a cat. Oh, we can have a conversation now. No, I don't know. I like really nerdy things. It's very hard to get me to talk about shit because I really am a nerd. I'm a motherfucking nerd. If you don't know the measurements of the motherfucking keys on your keyboard, I don't know mine, but that's the fucking type of nerdy shit I'm on. Like, I got a caliper. It's like all you. Maybe that's why they're so attracted to me. You know, the Masons, their logo. Do you want me to get into analysis of a logo? The logo, it's a protractor, right? Calculated. They're calculating from the day that you're born. They know about all uh your birth sign. They know more about me than I know more. They know more about me than I know about myself. They know that I'm a fucking nerdy ass bitch that has walked around in the past with an electric caliper because the measurements of things are that important to me. How are you going to make something fit if you don't get the right measurements? So I can't say that I am, that I disagree with what some of the Masons put forth as their mission or their quest. They want to improve things, make people friends. Like, some of the stuff sounds like it started with the right intent, but when you put people and money with power, when you put all those things together, it takes away the good, and that's where the control comes in, that's where the manipulation comes in, that's where wealthy people get rich off of poor people who follow like sheep. So the reason I am being targeted and the reason that I am being stalked, if you don't understand what you're doing, if you're just here collecting a check, is because I am the person who is here to tell you that you don't have to do that and you will still survive. If you out your abuser, the worst consequence is death, but you're already dead if you're living under their influence. If you are afraid to do things because of them, you're already dead. You might as well talk about them. Right? When you get to the point where you realize, I have to talk about this even if it kills me because it's killing thousands, that's where I'm at right now. That's the point I'm at. Because everything that they've done to me, if my IQ was not as high as it is, if I was one tad bit stupider, they would have murdered me probably a decade ago. And then made it look like it's nothing. Maybe when I got hit by a car on my way into work, when I worked at Louis Brisbois, downtown Los Angeles, maybe that was I working at Jones Day or Louis Brisbois? I don't know. Either way, that may have been a murder attempt, an attempt on my life. So I'm interested to go and see if the person who was involved in that accident is tied to any of this stuff that I believe is a Rico. Because that was a murder attempt on my life, if you ask me. And it was controlled too, because immediately after I got hit by the car, there was a police officer there who called the ambulance to scoop me up. And I don't know if they seemed unhappy that more damage didn't occur. But I was able to walk out the hospital same day because that's just me. So when you people out there who are trying to no touch torture me realize that I've been through touch torture and survived it, you should stop. I got touched by a car and I got released from the hospital same day. Other time I've been touched by more than one car. Every other time I've been touched by a car, I've been able to walk away from it. So if you as a human being weighing less than 2 tons with no touch think you're gonna fuck with me, I got you beat. I got 2-ton vehicles that's tried to fuck with me and I've walked away from it. So Enjoy the rest of your day. That stinky ass smell. The reason I'm okay with it is because it's a smell. If that smell is not custom tailored to my nostrils, that means everybody in this building has to smell it. You guys don't think it's associated with me. I don't smell like that. Uh, when I'm having hot coochie days, I do. When it's period days, I'll admit that smell is me. But the smell in the hallway right now is not a hot coochie day. That's a I don't clean my cat litter box smell. That's a I only got one litter box, but I got 3 cats smell. But it's not even though. That's a spray smell. They're just trying to make it so I complain about somebody. I don't have no complaints about you guys. You guys all got roaches. That's a complaint enough. Right? How do I know you all have roaches? Anytime I see one in my apartment, it came from somewhere else. It's not in my apartment. They don't live here. There's no reason for them. There's no leaky water unless you guys have created a new leak. There's no food sources. I stopped hoarding paper a long time ago. I do have some paperwork I would like to get rid of, but it's not just like a tremendous amount of paper or cardboard in here. I don't drink beer. When I take my recycling, there's not a single roach in my recycling. So that's a you problem. And that's why when I see you in the hallway and I smell you in the hallway, I can laugh. Because all of this is designed to make me look like I'm the worst one. Bitch, my shit smells so pleasant compared to that. My trash can has no trash in it. I have food in my refrigerator. I had to wait for the money in my bank account, but it got there. So I don't have anything to worry about right now. I have nothing to be stressed about. I have nothing to be harassing people about. I have no reason to be angry. They keep trying to give me one though. That's what the smell in the hallway is. That's what the transient at my door at 2 a.m. after I took the trash out was. They were expecting to change my energy. You sent a homeless person to change my energy? Knowing I'm an empath. But I'm not. There's dark empaths too, you know. There's people who absolutely do not give a fuck. They understand what empathy is and they don't give a fuck. And to be able to go both ways. To be able to go both ways because of forced trauma. Right? So people are like, that's a psychopath. It's not a psychopath. This is a condition that was manufactured by a network that is currently being talked about on the television damn near every day. Yet they still try to send out helicopters and police sirens because they think that that is changing my cognitive reasoning. Where were those fucking sirens 10 years ago? Crime has not gone up. If supposedly this guy made all the crime go down, why the fuck is it that we hear sirens more and more? It's a police state. It's a data state. They're collecting data on you. They want you to live in fear. It's bullshit. So, send somebody else down the hallway so I can slam my door in their face again.